Welcome. Welcome to country. Welcome to this country. Country of the Mohanenana people. The Mohanenana people who have met here on this spot. On this spot, the Mohanenana people lived in harmony with the land for more than 42,000 years. We learn with the children of the Mohanenana people, and we share country with this place between two small rivers. Rivers that flow to the great river. This land, this place, and this spot. And we thank the Mohanenana people for sharing this country. And together we will continue to care for country and its people.
Hello, kia ora. Welcome to Baha'i on Air. Today we are in Hobart in Tasmania, and we have a very special guest for you, Professor Dahl, who's here for a Baha'i conference on ethics and the environment. So welcome, Dr. Dahl.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where is it that you live currently?
I live in Geneva, Switzerland. I was sent there by the United Nations at the time of the Rio Earth Summit in 1992 to work in the Secretariat for the summit, help write Agenda 21, its action plan. And then I was put in charge of coordinating all the United Nations efforts to monitor and assess the global environment, the UN system-wide Earthwatch, for a decade with the space agencies, with the research programs, to warn governments of new problems that were coming.
Wow.
And now I'm retired. I've worked with several non-government organizations, including the International Environment Forum, European Baha'i Business Forum, Global Islands Network. I'll cover it in my different areas, and I teach some at universities, work on some research programs.
Yeah. So you said you're a part of the Global Islands Summit, and I've noticed that you've lived in the islands, actually in the South Pacific. What was that like? Where did you live?
I came to South Pacific in 1974, 2 years after the Stockholm conference that sort of launched environmental activities, where I represented the Baha'i international community. And I had the post of Regional Ecological Advisor with the South Pacific Commission. And so I worked for over a decade in the Pacific region, based in New Caledonia, but advising all the Pacific Island countries on nature conservation, on environmental management, on sustainability. And I built the Pacific Regional Environment Program, which is now a regional intergovernmental organization of all the Pacific Islands to help them with climate change, with managing their coral reefs, their forests, their resources, and so on.
I guess this leads on to the conference that you're here for this weekend. Can you tell us a little bit more about the conference?
Well, it's the 15th annual conference of our International Environment Forum, which is a Baha'i-inspired organization for environment and sustainability. We have nearly 300 members in 57 countries, so it's a very international group of people professionally involved in trying to help solve the sustainability problems, environmental problems of the world through their various professional activities, and saying how can they apply Baha'i principles of respect for nature, of unity of the whole planet in its diversity, of balance of science and religion, all these principles that can help us to address not just the economy, not just the social or environmental, but how they relate to the roots of our society and the values we live by.
And so I guess the Baha'i perspective in that is the infusion of those values into this kind of work.
It's really the harmony of science and religion, because we're a scientific organization accredited by the United Nations to the conference in Johannesburg nearly 10 years ago now, but trying to say how do we bridge what science says, because science is in a sense of sort of this value free. You can use nuclear knowledge to make bombs or to make power plants. But so you need something else, something that's ethical, something that looks at moral principles in order to how to use science for man's benefit and not in a damaging way. And that's where the values come into the process.
Hi, I'm Liva Purtle. I'm from Hobart, Tasmania.
I'm Daniel Beckinsale. I'm from Sydney.
My name is Juanita Limpis. Originally I came from a country called Kiribati.
My name's Temily Eddington. I've been living in Hobart for the last year.
My name's Al Rebow, and I'm from the Perth community.
My name's Sylvia,
and I'm over from Auckland in New Zealand.
My name is Amir Abadi and I'm from Perth in Western Australia.
So what's your role in the conference this weekend?
Well, I'll be giving a talk tonight for the Baha'i community. I'm speaking on a panel tomorrow looking at some of the international governance dimensions of the problem. And then on Sunday we'll be having the annual General Assembly of the International Environment Forum, which is when we elect our board and make our plans for the year. So I have several different roles. We're very happy to have the support of the Australian community and Baha'is from New Zealand and elsewhere to help make this a rich conference for all of this part of the world.
You said this is the 15th
Yes.
annual conference. Are the other conferences, have they been held in different parts of the world?
Different parts of the world. We've had some in North America, in Canada, in the United States, some in Europe, in the Netherlands, in England, in the Czech Republic. We had one in Johannesburg at the time of the World Summit on Sustainable Development. So we've tried to move around the world and allow members of different parts of the world to participate in the conferences and be of service to the communities where they're taking place.
The reason why I'm here is because my background is in marine science, and so I've studied that for about 4 years now.
I'm very passionate about environmental issues and sustainable living, and I'm also passionate about integrating virtues into the lives of children.
I'm very interested in the issue of environment and protection of Earth's resources and the welfare of humanity.
I came to this conference because I am very passionate about the environment. I care deeply about it.
Please tell us a bit about the IEF, the International Environment Forum.
Well, we're a virtual organization. We have no money, we have no budget, we collect no dues, but we function with the modern tools of communication with membership around the world. So we have a regular newsletter, we develop educational materials, we have these annual conferences, often in partnership with other organizations to help them bring values into what they're doing or to bring sustainability into their work. We've met with business groups and others as well to try to spread this message. And at the same time, we build the capacity of our members to apply spiritual principles to the practical problems of the world, which is one of our big challenges today. How do we solve the problems? How do we look in a positive way? Because the environment can be so negative and all the things that are going wrong. And we're trying to say, these are the solutions. This is how we can make changes in the community, in society, in our individual lives in order to address the problems of the world in a constructive way.
So is the membership for Baha'is only?
No, we have people, the Baha'is and others who are interested in our values and our principles, who support what we do and contribute also to our work.
Why was Hobart chosen? You said conferences are held all around the world, but why was Hobart and why was Australia chosen?
Well, we had quite a few members in Australia, and so we thought maybe Australia would like to have a conference. So we approached them and the Baha'i community in Australia, and they decided to choose this beautiful center here, this very environmentally sensitive, ecologically planned building, as a symbol of how Baha'is are trying to live these principles in a very practical way. And it's a beautiful place to have the meeting, and since it's a virtual meeting in any case that everybody from all over the world can follow, the location is really what's suited to the country that is hosting us and helping us with it.